Hi, today I want to talk about some modifications that you can use if you're wanting to do mat work, but your low back is a problem area or it's a sensitive, delicate area. Right? One of the first things that we have to consider is that if we're getting to get down to the mat, maybe that is a challenge too. So even though I've shown this in other videos, I'm going to show it again so you may see it in some of the more beginner workouts, is just take yourself so that your legs or your knees are bent, right? And use your hands behind your thighs. Use them as much as you need to help control your descent down, right? So if you've got strong arms, really grab onto those sides, like you're just squeezing them for all you can, and use that to get yourself down to where you need to be. Now, if you're going to get up, then you could try that, but sometimes that's not always a great way to get up. So for getting up, what I suggest is that people, if you're going to go to your right side, you take your left hand and take it over beside your opposite shoulder, and then take your hips and your knees and swing them over so you're on your side, right? So now you're side lying, and you're going to use that opposite hand and this arm underneath to help push you up into that side position. So if we're of a transition where we've done an exercise on our back and now we're going to come up to sitting, then use that side push up position to get you there if coming straight up doesn't work for you. All right. Now, one of the things that you can see that I have in a lot of my mat workouts, and I have today with me, is my handy dandy little towel. And this is just a regular like a hand towel that you would have in the bathroom, about that size, and I have it folded up, and I like to use it under my head for different things, but sometimes it can be really handy if your back is giving you issues to put it under your back. So let's go ahead and get down to the mat again. Now we're going to go into that side lying, which isn't always quite as easy coming from up to down, but let's try it anyway. So let's imagine your legs are off to the side. You're going to use your hands to go down to that side again, and then stick that bottom hand out and then roll over onto your back. All right. And it can take a little bit to practice that for a way that works for your body. But let's say you're down on the mat and you're feeling like your low back isn't quite connected, or it needs a little bit more stability. So then this is where taking your towel that you have nearby and putting it under your bum a little bit can help. What does that do? Well, if we get it into a good place, what it does is it tilts the pelvis up. So it's kind of tilting back into you. It's got this, instead of being like this, it's tilting up a little bit. And so that means that the low back is a little bit more pushed down into the mat. And you can adjust this to whatever feels good. It might feel better if it's more back towards you, towards your head, or it might feel better if it's more towards your bum. Every back is different. And get it into a good place. Now do the rest of the mat anytime you're laying on your back with that pillow, or that folded towel under your bum. Now, if you don't have a towel with you when you're doing exercises like that, maybe you forgot and you're like, oh no, now we're going to do something here, my back's feeling dicey, then go ahead and use your hands. Take your hands under your hips, right? And just put them kind of like in this position, like a diamond almost, under your bum, right under those hip bones on the top of your bum, and use that to give yourself a little bit of that tilt. Adjust them to where they need to adjust so that you can get a little bit more of that low back pushing into the mat. We're not trying to force it, but we want it to feel stable and secure. Because if we're feeling some pain there, or some of those muscles aren't strong enough yet, then we want to give it the stability it needs so that it can get stronger. All right, so we've got towel, we've got hands, we've got getting up and getting down. Some of the other things that you might find if your back is delicate is that when your legs are long and they're swinging out, there may be a place where it goes too far and it just feels too pulley on your low back. So reduce your range of motion for your legs, and if you need to, bend them a little bit as you move them. Another thing that you may find is that you might need two towels. So you might have to put a towel under your bum, but you also might want to put a towel under your head. And what that does is it really curves the back in a very moderate way, but it makes the head push the upper back down into the mat. And if you have your hands under here or a towel under your bum, then you've got that extra stability to really keep things nice and stable. Okay, so we've got shorter leg motions, maybe bent leg motions, a little curl for the chin or the head if it needs it, and curl for the pelvis. Now let's take the legs down. We're going to practice getting up one more time. So remember, opposite arm is going to go over. So the direction you're going to roll to get up is the arm is going to go that way outside of your shoulder. And then you're going to start to push, get that other hand under you so that you can get stable, and then push yourself up to sitting. Then you probably have to adjust this for your body, but those are kind of the basic principles to help you. As you get stronger, you'll need these modifications less and less. And so just keep doing it. It's going to work, and it really doesn't take that long. All right, modifications for the back. I hope that helps.